Hello guys, and it is time for the Draw My Life. This is my 200 subscribers special, and I'm gonna go ahead and draw my life for you guys. So basically, I was born on October 11th, 1995 in a country called Romania. I was already one of 5 children. I was 2 months premature, so I was a very sick baby. So my family decided to put me in a hospital until I was healthy again, but eventually it just got more and more expensive to me to stay in the hospital, and eventually they just ran out of money and they didn't know what to do because the hospital was racking up all these bills and they just didn't know where they could get the money from. So eventually they had to give up their rights as parents and put me in an orphanage. Time after time, I just stayed there, month after month, year after years, a little over 3 years that I was in the orphanage. And then in 1999, a couple from St. Louis, Missouri in America came over to adopt me. I was very excited but very confused. I had to leave my country in Romania and move to St. Louis, where I have been my whole entire life. Goodbye, orphanage. Hello, new family. Being adopted from Romania didn't really help much that I did not know any English. When my new parents were trying to talk to me, all I heard was just this gibberish. I couldn't understand anything they were saying. I only knew Romanian and they only knew English, so we were sort of stuck with how to communicate with each other. A few months after hearing the English language and being submerged in it, I was soon able to communicate with my new birth parents. I knew 2 languages. I was so excited, but eventually I lost the ability to speak Romanian. Here I'm just drawing a church that my parents introduced me to when I was very little, and we still go to this day. I was a little scared at first because I saw that there were a ton of children dressed very nicely. I didn't know if it was another orphanage or where they were taking me, but soon I fell in love with learning about Christianity and Jesus and just being submerged in the Bible and hearing the stories of Jesus, and soon I asked Jesus into my heart, becoming a Christian at about 4 years old. A few years went by and I was soon to be a kindergartner. I was so excited, and my parents had mixed emotions about it, sending their little girl off to kindergarten, but I was growing up and now it was time to get an education and just learning more about the English language. I was so excited. Elementary school was great. I made a lot of friends. Then came middle school. That's when all the rough instances happened. I was made fun of, I was bullied, I was pushed around, just called names, and eventually I was choked. And that was the last straw for me. I just couldn't stand it any longer. Life would be better without me, so I was planning to end my life. When I got home that day, my pastor had come over to my house, to talk to me and to pray with me and to just, figure out where to go from here. And when my parents arrived, they rushed me to the hospital because they didn't know what I was capable of at the time. And we just sat in the waiting room and just waited and worried and, prayed. I was struggling so bad. I was eventually taken out of school for about 3 weeks just so I could clear my head and just sort of recover from what I've been through in middle school. I slept on it, thought about it, and just prayed and, just read the word. And eventually my parents came upon a private school and they had me shadow one day, and I just fell in love with the teachers and the students. Everyone was just so nice and welcoming, and everyone was just so heartwarming that I eventually just went to school there for the whole entire middle school, and I graduated in 2011 from the 8th grade. And of course I couldn't have done it without my best friend Jessa. We had met halfway through the 6th grade and we just became closer and closer, and during the summertime we do all these fun activities like camping and rock climbing and just growing closer and becoming, inseparable. Then came the 4 years of the unknown, high school. We had no idea what it was going to be like, and we just had each other. We were both very excited for our freshman year, and it was just a cool time to, get into the high school swing. We just sort of stuck together, and we had, I believe, 1 class together that year, and it was really fun. But then sophomore year came, and that's when the workload became so much. We had homework every day, and it was just really hard, and then we even got separated in all of our classes. We didn't have 1 class together for the rest of high school. We just had it freshman year, and I was so sad. The only time we had time together was during lunchtime, and that's when we would catch up with each other with all of our homework and just plans and everything. And then junior year came along, and that's when everything turned into college, preparation, where would we go and things like that. And I decided I was going to go in-state, but Jessa was going to go out of state. I was so upset. Senior year came before we knew it, and we had all these presentations, before graduation, and they were pretty fun. I enjoyed all of them, and one of the projects I got to do with Jessa. Our colleges were officially chosen, and in May 2015, we got our diploma. I was so excited. I could not have done high school without my best friend, Jessa. We graduated on May 18, 2015, and as for a graduation gift, we went to Florida. We just spent the week down in Florida and just, grew closer as friends and everything else. Then college came along. I had to say goodbye to my best friend Jessa, and I was just so upset. She was going to a college, hours away, and, I was just stuck here in state, and, we just sort of went through the motions. We were separated for so long. 1 month went by, and then the second month went by, and then we just went through school, doing our homework and everything. And then finally the 4th month came, and guess what that means? Christmas break. We are currently on Christmas break right now, and I'm so happy to be back together with my best friend. We have so much to do and so much to talk about and catch up on, because we have been separated for 4 months, and it was just so amazing to see her and just to be with her. She's my best friend, she's my other half, and we just have so many plans this Christmas break. And that is my Draw My Life, you guys. I have reached 200 plus subscribers, and I could not have done it without you guys. You guys are so amazing, and I just want to thank you. Go ahead and hit subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in 3 days. Goodbye!